Hello, I'm Dinus Demir. We are headed to Ibadan, Nigeria from Lagos. Again, we're headed to Ibadan. Looking forward to it. Gonna meet some Black American expats there. Can't wait to go. But we're on our way, so we're going. Peace.
So where do you want me to take it from?
I mean, just your name, and where you're from, and
sure.
Why you came back to Nigeria, and
okay, sure. My name is Marika Dada, and I moved back to Nigeria from Washington D.C. Metro in October of 2018 with my husband and two children. They are 13 and 12.
Okay.
And like I was saying to you before, Dinus,
go ahead.
I was born in New Jersey.
Okay.
Lived my babyhood till about 6 years old in Brooklyn, New York. Moved back to Nigeria to live in Ile-Ife.
Let me ask you, your parents, when they found out that you were moving back, your family, did they think you were crazy?
Yes, they did.
Why?
Because we were leaving what they felt was a better opportunity to come to a place that they felt didn't offer much. A place of dysfunction, a place of brokenness, and a place that just didn't work. My father lives here.
Okay.
I'm from Osun State. I was actually supposed to live in Oshogbo, but due to family issues, I ended up deciding to live in Ibadan.
And not to get nosy, but I had another friend who said, now I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this question. She was having family issues too.
Okay.
To the point where I guess the family is trying to poison her. So they got out and moved to France.
France?
Yeah, and then the UK, and then she's coming back to Nigeria.
Okay, they were trying to poison her here in Nigeria?
Yeah, because I hear these crazy family stories, how the family is like,
okay.
You know, my buddy and we were in Lagos the other day, he was saying that the people that usually kill you are the people that know you. And it's his family.
That's universal.
Right. So when you say family issues,
okay, when I say family issues,
and not to get all personal and nosy.
No, I'll give a general, explanation for that. My mom and my dad are not together.
Okay.
My dad is remarried to a younger woman, and in Yoruba land, a mother doesn't want her children to really mix it up with the new wife for fear of, like what you said, poisoning or being harmed.
Okay.
So due to the proximity of my dad, in Oshogbo, we decided to keep things neutral and just move to Ibadan for at least the first year.
Got you.
2 year to 3. But most of our investment as a family is in Oshogbo, Osun State.
Okay.
So we do plan to move to Osun State in the near future.
Okay.
But like I said, so we decided to live here in Ibadan. My husband's father and mom just retired here.
Oh, wow.
So they live 20 minutes away from us, which works out because the care of his mom is much easier here. It was harder to take care of her in the States. It was expensive.
Right.
Now we just have a family member just taking care of her.
So good question. So question is, so people, especially for retirees, the question is access to medical care. Because in America, everybody's sick.
Right. Right.
So the question is access to medical care. That's the question. We have access to medical care. Access to, because in America, usually once our grandparents get older, they stick them in a home.
Right.
So the question is, is there a concept of senior living as far as home?
If there is like a nursing home,
and they have like these senior living
or
versus
55 and older.
Exactly. Okay. Right.
All of those concepts are just starting to become something that they're entertaining now, especially in Lagos. I've read, several people who are trying to start these types of places, but we're still over here. It's still more like based on tradition. Like you'll have like maybe a family member that is either widowed or needs something to do.
Right.
And you'll have that person just come in and take care of your loved one.
Got you.
But in their own home.
Okay.
So like the relative that takes care of my mother-in-law, she's related to my father-in-law. So, you know, they're still family, but she's able to nurture her better than any nurse's aide would in America. Like, America was just all about medication.
Right, exactly.
They
Medication,
medicate you, and it was just not working because the side effects of all those drugs were making her worse. Now she's calm, she's happy, and she's just, you know, she's living a more dignified life here than she would over there, in my opinion.
And it was big business too. So
Huge.
The amount of money behind just medicating somebody.
It's huge.
Company.
I worked for AstraZeneca.
Okay.
And a small company called MedImmune. And when you're in it, you realize that it's all for profit.
Exactly.
It's not about caring for people at all. So
you did sales?
Yeah, I did sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my background too. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I read up on that too. Any other question? I don't know where I stopped.
Why did you relocate? Why did you come back?
Okay. We've been coming since 2013, and the understanding that we both came to is we have 2 children who are African.
Okay.
Living in America.
Okay.
Belonging to a larger race of black people. And everywhere we went, we were the losers. Everywhere. In the hierarchy of power.
Right.
And I hated the idea of belonging to a group of people, a collective of people who had no power. And I really, the philosophies of Dr. Marcus Mosiah Garvey ranked to me, and Booker T. Washington. If you don't do for self, you're always going to be somebody else's servant.
Right.
And what better place to start than your own home? And I know it's a huge uphill climb.
But it's worth the climb.
But it's worth the climb. Even if it means that my great-grandchildren will be able to one day amass the power, then it was worth it. Because we are supposed to prepare the future generation to carry the baton. And you can't do that in America.
Right.
I don't have a stake in
Any
America.
equity at all?
No equity, nothing. But over here, I can start building something that they can own. I can, you know, the land that we have here, I know I can pass it on to my children.
Right.
You know? So that was really the beginnings of us thinking that, you know what, maybe it's time we went back to invest something and to show our children a different part of life, that life is not always going to be overindulgent. Like, to get them to do their laundry every Sunday, the washer dryer is just on the first floor. They just have to carry their stuff from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor. And we get, I don't feel like doing it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So it was getting to the point where they were getting spoiled.
I'm thinking they gotta wash it by hand. Well, that's
No.
not, so you guys still gotta wash your dryer.
That was in the States.
Well, that's in the States. Okay.
So now they appreciate the life that they had
Right.
then, because now they have to wash their
it by
clothes,
hand. Right,
go hang
right.
it outside,
Exactly.
look out for the rain, and all of that. So, you know, they've changed already. They appreciate things more. You know, when you're surrounded by a lot of poverty in some sense, when you see a lot of beggars on the side of the road, that gets to you.
Right.
As a child, and you start to question things. So they start to see the inequity that's really, you know, due to a collective history. We didn't just find ourselves here by accident. It was due to a collective history. So they understand the legacies of slavery more, colonialism more, just by being here. So
now, the people that would say, well, you're speaking on power, collective power here in Nigeria.
in
or
Africa.
in Africa. Right, in Africa. But of course you have the naysayers that say, well, the Chinese are taking over. What would be a response to that?
One thing that I've noticed is in the absence of the diaspora, someone is going to take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be here. The truth of the matter is a lot of technical know-how that goes into building a nation that Africa has been kept out of. And China is here because China knows she can benefit from it. But if our leaders are also smart, we can also get some of that technical know-how so that we can build on our own. But I'll say to the naysayers, if you're not here to share your technical know-how with us or your knowledge with us, somebody else is going to take your place. And that person most likely will not look like us.
I'll even take it a step further. If you're not here to share the knowledge, then just shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better. There's a lot of I think we have a culture of complaining.
A culture of complaining.
Yes,
Exactly.
we are expert problem staters, but we
but
never
not problem
solvers. No.
All right.
You know, we love to overstate our problem, and each change that we're going to make starts with the person looking back at you in the mirror. It starts with yourself, your family, and then you work your way out to a bigger community. I mean, that's why I reached out to you. I've been following you for about maybe 2 years now, and when I saw you get with the Amarubo there.
Start from the order rule. We gotta start from the order rule part.
Okay.
Ororuo. So you saw me.
I saw you
my,
get
my coronation.
Your coronation ceremony, Ororuo. And I was very interested. I couldn't help but think, how can a Black American or an African displaced in America, as you put it, have such an interest in, you know, a culture that I was born into, and a culture that I know a lot of my, you know, contemporaries were born into, but have no interest. A lot of the people that I know that were born here, they hate this place with such a passion.
Because they suffer.
Because they suffered and suffered before they were able to cross over to America. Eh? So why would I want to go back to that godforsaken country? And I'm like, when you look in the mirror, every curse word you say is going on your head, because you're cursing yourself. Because the place is made of people. It's not. It's just not land. It's made of people. So you really just inspired me, and I'm like, you know, I want to expand my community of people that I know, and people who are trying to give Africa a different narrative, which I believe you are.
I am. I just, first time I came in 2011, you know, me myself, I was working in corporate America for sales for a company called Cintas, and I went to Tanzania, went to Zanzibar, and I just fell in love with the continent. I absolutely fell in love. And I'm just like, I have to figure out a way where I won't be limited by a job who could control me going back and forth. So I'm like, every time I get vacation, I'm going straight to the continent. They knew, like my job, they knew, Dinus, he's gone. November, December, when it starts getting slow, because of the holidays, he's gone to Africa.
Wow.
So then it got to the point, like, I have to be here more, because I was literally working and living to the point where I was just living. Well, I was working. I mean, I was just working in corporate America so that I can just make it to my vacation days in November or December. So that's the only thing I look forward to. Like, I will work or whatever, but the only thing I look forward to is in November and December when I get to go back to the continent. And I fell in love with the place. When I came to Nigeria last year, I fell in love with Nigeria.
Yeah, and it's strange because most people in the diaspora, they usually will fall in love with the Ghana.
Ghana, right, exactly.
Like, and I've always wondered, what is it about Ghana?
Right, me too.
That makes it so different from like Nigeria or even like the other Francophone countries. So you were the first one. I don't even know, is there anyone else like you?
In Nigeria?
No.
I mean, well, there's John Cashin. I don't know if you...
I saw a video with him.
John, he's been here almost 30 years now.
Yeah.
So
when I saw your interview with him, I'm like, what?
Yeah. So...
Like, how did that happen? You know, it was like very interesting.
Well, I fell in love with Nigeria. I mean, me personally, Nigeria is, I would say, the blackest country on the planet. As far as I look at, like, major industries. Now, the mom and pop shops on the streets, that's important as well. But I look at major industries. You know, you got major industries that are controlled and ran by black folks. You're not gonna find that anywhere else.
That's true.
Because in East Africa is the Indians.
It's true.
All over West Africa is the Lebanese. Or in a lot of these Francophone countries is the French, the white
or
people.
Canadians.
Lebanese. Yeah, exactly.
Or French Canadians. Yeah.
In Africa, I'll ask, is this steel mill? Is this black owned? Yeah, it's black owned. Is this right here black owned? It's black owned. Yeah,
for the most part, you'll find a lot of businesses the majority owned by Nigerians.
Right, exactly. And see, you're not gonna find that. So my thing is,
and even the richest black people are
right here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just it makes sense if you're about black empowerment. Now, I'm not saying Nigeria is perfect.
No, it's not, as you can see.
Yeah, it has infrastructure issues. But if you're about, but we could sit here and complain all day, but we're not going to.
Right.
But if you're into black empowerment, like Nigeria is the country, you know, because we talk about black businesses, black ownership. Like Nigeria is the blackest owned country on the planet.
Yes.
So how can you discount or count out Nigeria?
Right. And I believe the fate of this country is tied to the fate of a lot of black people around the world.
Right.
Because if you have a successful, it's what Marcus Garvey said. Once you have one free and powerful black nation, all of Africa's children and black children will be free. Because you need that. You need to have that power broker that can larger collective. And for the pride of the people.
Right.
Like my son, ever since he's been here, he's now thinking, what can I do to fix this place?
Right. Exactly.
He wants to be an architect now. He's thinking about infrastructure. He's thinking about what can he contribute.
Right.
Whereas before in the States, when he used to draw, was just drawing for himself. So, you know, those are the types of things that are important when you come here and live here, or at least, you know, spend some time here. You get to see the inner workings of the country and see where the improvements can be made.
As far as raising kids here versus America, you know, raising kids in Nigeria versus raising kids in America, what are like the pros and cons?
I'm gonna tell you a tale of two Nigerias.
All right, go ahead, let me hear it.
Okay. The Nigeria before social media, before its instantaneous connection with the Western world, or developed world, I should say, was a very lovely Nigeria. It had that it takes a village to raise a child sensibility.
Right.
I knew all my neighbors. My neighbors knew me. We could be sent any part of the neighborhood to go get something, and it was fine. Now with social media and, you know, the contact with the Western world constantly, I think a few of our people are buying into that lifestyle, and they're living it in some aspects, and it's not really beneficial to me.
Okay.
But if you go to the places where people are not that educated, you still have that old Nigeria there.
Right.
But there's a freedom that children have here that they won't have in America. My son can walk anywhere, and no one will stop him because he's black, or, you know, harass him. And they can play outside. Like when it's sunny, they go play with the dog, they play basketball. It's just free. You're not worrying about
And
them.
he said that because kids in America don't play outside anymore.
They don't play. No, they play outside here. They still do. They still do. Those who are not tied to their smarphones. That is.
True. So we're in Ibadan.
Yes, we're headed to Mama Kwes Eatery.
Okay.
So we're about to enter into Bodija,
Okay.
which was back in his heydays, one of the first planned neighborhoods during Obafemi Awolowo's time. You're out of tape?
Of the East.
You love it.
Mo Federan,
Ó fẹ́ràn rẹ̀ gan.
Jeun, Mo Federan, Jeun,
Ó ń fi ẹran jẹ ẹ̀fọ́, vegetable.
Mo Federan J,
Ẹ̀fọ́.
Gizzard.
This is gizzard. Iwe.
Anyway,
Iwe. That one is chicken leg.
chicken leg. All I need now is palm wine.
Ó wá nídìí ẹmu.
Palm wine.
Gbé wá náà ní ọlọ́wọ́ ẹmu fún ọ.
Palm wine. All I need now is palm wine.
Ẹ tó gbé wá, ẹ tó bá wọn wá.
Is it okay? That is good.